Well, folks, it is that time when we dig out the boxes of Christmas decorations and we lug them up from the basement or wherever they live for much of the year. Some of us even break out the ladder and risk life and limb to string lights. I put up a really big tree and my wife thinks I'm totally out of my mind. But here's a thought. With each box opened and each decoration unwrapped, the spirit and the true meaning of the season are actually reinforced. Now, it may not be apparent, but those ornaments and those figurines and the smells and the songs and the recipes are a roadmap to connect with what Pope Benedict often called the one who is totally other. How do they do that? They are physical objects that have spiritual links transcending time and space. Our earthly existence is bound by three very powerful forces: time, space, and matter. We have a very limited amount of time to enjoy this life. Our physical bodies are fragile. Our perception of existence is shaped by time and the tangible objects that comprise this whole physical universe. Faith is our only superpower, gives us the ability to leap beyond the bonds of these forces to something more than the natural, the supernatural. Faith that our souls were not meant to be confined to this limited domain, but are in fact eternal. Faith that one day we will break free of the restraints of this physical world to experience a greater existence. Faith helps us transcend time and space, and so do our Christmas decorations and traditions. God's communications with Moses and Samuel, for instance, they're taken to a whole new level when he becomes man in the form of the child in the manger. He willingly, for a fleeting moment, was bound by space, time, and matter, just like we are. God became flesh just like us. That's Christmas. Christmas time is one of those times when we indeed see how the physical can actually help us connect with the spiritual. That was a critical component of Christ's purpose among us. Perhaps more than any other time during the year, we experience a transcendence, however fleeting and primitive. We break the bonds of the physical to be transported through time. Sometimes it's so powerful you get a physical and emotional reaction. The nativity scene your mother gave you, the ornament that you received the year that you got married, your son's Thomas the Train hanging on the evergreen branch, the Tweety bird that you placed on the tree as a kid every year, the glass decorations your wife gave you when you were dating, your grandmother's ornaments from the 1950s, the smell of gingerbread, the Percy Faith album your parents once enjoyed, that Charlie Brown cartoon that you used to wait for all year long, the dish your grandparents loved to cook. They are all a bridge to the spiritual, just like Christ was 2,000 years ago. In our time when we deny biology and ignore reality, we should embrace these things even more. Holding something that belonged to someone else helps revive a connection with that person and a time gone by. As we break the bonds of space, time, and matter in that brief moment, we are also connected to the salvation that awaits us. Just as God became a child in the form of Christ, we know we can transform in preparation for the life to come. We spend so much time on the physical in our hedonic society, the needs and the wants of the flesh, the urges to acquire more stuff, the money to pay for it all, the fads and the noise that try to draw us further into this world at the expense of the next one. Scroll through social media. The societal rot from those warped priorities is readily apparent. There are some in our society with very powerful platforms who want to throw out the old for some version of what they claim will be new and better. They want to rewrite the Bible and turn it into a history book. They want a secular, godless world. Many are even pushing for the American way of life to be replaced with socialism or some form of statism. The so-called war on Christmas is not just an attempt to diminish Christ, but all faith and traditions that connect us with earthly and spiritual empowerment. And yes, of course, we spend far too much time stressing about presents and decorations and travel and cooking and whether the relatives will all behave. Those often obscure those brief moments of true peace and freedom that are at the center of Christ's message. Certainly there are those that might say of these traditions and these things, why bother, or it's too time-consuming, or it's too old-fashioned. But those things, those traditions have great power and great meaning. They're not a sign of stagnation. They connect us with our past and times when our lives were filled with much more light and wonder. If we can feel that during this time, we can also have faith and hope for a future freed from the bonds of this earth. So, go full-on Clark Griswold. Make your grandmother's tomato sauce. Put on that record from when you were a kid. Hang that old ornament you made in 4th grade. Do it and embrace traditions. They are a bridge to both your physical past and the spiritual future promised by the baby in the manger. Merry Christmas.